Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. Like I said, pass rusher, 5 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss. Obviously, I'm old defensive lineman, so I like to see the big fellas get at it. So let's bring up the film and see look at what we got here.
He's the fastest man alive.
That was a quick ass piss, bro.
I might not be peeing, dude. I might be doing other stuff. You don't know what I'm doing.
Shit. All right, I am not a big spin guy unless you set it up.
Can we take it 1 second and address the alignment that we're looking at right now? Because Texas A&M believes in no laws as far as alignment goes in the defensive line. So
yeah, it looks.
You're looking at like basically straight edge rushers on the field right now.
Yeah,
they don't. That looks like a safety playing a little shade. You know what I mean? Little zero. Like we're just talking. I know he's dropping back into coverage, but I'm just saying. You got your safety at like a 0-1. Kind of looking like a zero coverage here.
So this would be if they were doing like a me-you stunt with the safety in the end.
Yeah.
That would be pretty decent alignment because I could, as the end, I could rush far up. I'm going to make that tackle bail out quick. If you look at the tackle, you look at his stance, right? You can tell he's kick stacking. He's going to kick step back, right?
Yep.
Where how his feet are aligned. And that'd be a great setup for a me-you if they were I don't know if they're blitzing. I haven't seen the film yet. But
one thing I want to mention here, pre-snap, for the fans watching, that if you just the little stuff, look at the size of 15, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but look at 15 next to opposite Scourton. Look at the size difference, right?
Yeah.
He looks a little bit more built like Nolan Smith, right? 15 looks a little more Nolan Smithy.
Yeah, he's clean.
That is kind of how I'm sure you would agree the NFL's ideology for their defensive ends, where whether it was 3-4 or 4-3, you had a bigger guy and you had a smaller guy. You had speed and you had power, and you'd swap your speed.
You had a strong side end and a weak side end.
Yeah, in being technical, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So Texas A&M does this in college more than most, and when we're watching a player like this, especially for the Eagles, you have to remember the alignment in which he would be placed in. He's never going to line up where Hunt or anybody else is. But he could line up inside and then line up outside as well. Because this is a player that I don't want to drop into coverage. I like his pass rush moves from the edge, but this is where his bread and butter is. That 4-eye right there, that 4-eye 3 technique, I'm going to have him put on a few pounds. And I mean, this kid he can really eat next to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I mean, he is built just like Milton Williams. I mean, not with the short arms in a sense, because Milton Williams is kind of built like Aaron Donald, but he's a little bit lighter, but he has the athleticism that I feel like if I can give him a little technique.
Yeah, that was a good rep right there.
Oh, he's a great dude. His tape, man, it really is. Like, that's a weird alignment. I'm not going to give him that at the NFL level. But watch who he's doing it against. I believe this is LSU. And you see just speed to power. That is speed to power. That is so much. He possesses so much more in his toolbox than Donovan Ezaraku. So much more. That is a multi-positional defensive lineman in the NFL. He is a beast in a 3-4. Look at the shed there. That was a patient, just nab him up, move the kid out of the way.
So the one thing I'm seeing with him that I like, he's good. Like, he's good on the run.
Like, he's way better run defender than Ezaraku is, and that's
not run defender, but just somebody who moves fast on the run.
Look at that! Like, he moves. Like he's so much quicker than Ezaraku. You see how Ezaraku's so choppy, and Scourton's just nasty to the ball, man. I mean, he's one of the guys. I mean, that pursuit, dude. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, look, like
this is a first round edge talent.
Like he's like, yeah, let's run it back. Like, watch him moving, not
from
just
a position that I don't think people understand. This dude is 275, 280 pounds. He's not lining up in a 3-4 linebacker position in the NFL ever, but he can do it if you wanted him to.
Yeah, like,
because people are praising 6'1", 240-pound Azeez Ojulari for making that win. Look at that at 6. Scourton's I think is 6'2", 280. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, not just like pass rush moves, but I like his.
6'3",
He plays. You know what it is? He plays fast.
He weighed in at 6'3", 257 at the combine.
So
Okay,
he dropped some weight.
So Nate, put this into perspective. Guys lose weight for the combine to run faster.
Yeah.
He's gonna play at a heavier weight. So 257 tells me about 277, 267, and about 280 is where I want him at. 280.
Yeah, this is his best rep, though. I love.
That's beautiful. Look at the strength, dude. The reckless abandon that he plays.
Yeah,
with.
Like you see him, like he just
plays fast. Patiently waits as opposed to Ezra.
You see him? Well, yeah, he navigates traffic. You know what I mean? Navigates traffic well.
Reacts. Look at the reaction.
He just
that weak set was going to get eaten up. He knew he was really going to go inside or outside on that kid.
Yeah. Stunt opened up
for him. Nasty. And he took out that. I mean, that is just.
Yeah.
They brought in this kid for a 30 visit for a reason. Yeah, this is a trade up candidate, in my opinion.
He plays fast.
He is a dude. I'm telling you, this kid's one of my. I like Ezraku a lot, but I'm higher on Scourton than I am on Ezraku because I think he has multi-position versatility. Ezraku is a bulked up outside linebacker at best. He doesn't have another way that unfortunately, I'm 6'4", 185 pounds, skinny as all get out. You know what I mean? I'm not
solid.
You feel me? I'm never going to look like Ezraku. But Ezraku can never not be what he is. But being so yoked up sometimes makes your movements a little choppy, whereas you look at a big athletic guy like Scourton, he's just fluid. Just looks natural moving through the offensive line. Yeah. It's just different. That's where I take a guy like Carter who is on a level outside of these guys. We're not talking about Bill Carter. Bill Carter could play 5, he could play Mike, he could play Will, he could play Sam. I mean, he could play whatever you want. Carter is that good. But Scourton's one of these dudes that I see it. I'm like, ooh, man, he's got some tools in the bag.
Let me ask you this: at that size, because he would be one of their bigger pass rushers. Does he fit Fangio's edge rusher model? Because I think he likes the leaner guys. I don't think he likes these bigger guys.
The leaner guys, but I think that what he wants out of Milton Williams' position.
Yeah,
Milton Williams might have been a little heavy for him, if that makes sense.
But Milton played that end.
Milton played 4
that 5 tech, right?
And 4. Oh yeah, Milton played 5 and 4 like it was nothing. I mean, Milton did it just at his size and his weight was a little different. I think Scourton puts on weight, and I think Scourton can play that role in this defense. I think he's an interior defensive lineman for a 3-4. I think in a 4-3, he's a true 4-3 edge rusher. So, a team like Buffalo, I think, would really like a guy like Scourton. A team like Cleveland, although they're not going to.
Cleveland makes a lot of sense. Cleveland makes a lot of sense.
But that kind of defense, like imagine, let's go back to our Jim Schwartz days. This guy fits, but he also fits, which not all guys do, in the Fangio system. I think he's good enough against the run to play 3 technique a little bit.
So the problem when I see him playing any type of 5 tech is that he's just not big enough.
Well,
and I get what you're saying if you're looking a year or 2 down the road.
Well, the draft is always about projection, so let's remember that. I'm if I bet on whether me or you would have been successful at 21 years old, you know what I mean? There's no telling what would happen here. I mean, we're talking about really young kids. We're betting on whether they're going to succeed or not. Obviously, that's a generic thing. The thing with this kid is, though, I think the frame allows for more weight. Like I said, Donovan Ezraku is a yoked up pass rusher with production.
Yeah.
Okay? The problem is his measurables to a T, they match 81.7% to Harvey Lange. Not a lot of guys know who Harvey Lange is. They match 79.4% to Marshawn Nealand, Dallas Cowboy that didn't play last year because of a knee injury. Ogbonya Okoronkwo, Cleveland Brown, that's about the only one that is somewhat close that had a career. Malcolm Kuntz, there's a 78.3 measurable. Basically what I'm saying is guys that are this yoked up and this athletic usually don't succeed in the NFL as pass rushers because they're too big to play off-ball linebacker and they're not fluid enough to play the edge. And he's stuck between a rock and a hard place here because his measurables and his time match up with guys that did nothing.